I don't think customers have done nearly enough for what it is that they can do within their own individual power. You know what I mean? To say, we don't want to fund you anymore. Therefore, we're not going to fund you anymore. And we're going to reroute our attention and efforts and more so our money.
Alternative, yeah.
Else. So I don't even think that this is something worth having this like leading with it in terms of a conversation until that has been exhausted and people have legitimately rejected this stuff. And then we see the results. But until then, you know, I look at these companies' bottom line, they're still making a fucking fortune. Correct. ESG thing is more so trying to cling on to something. So we
I see. Good point.
We want a reason to be able to say, well, it's something else. And I'm like,
I got you.
It's y'all. Like y'all are still funding this fucking company in a multitude of different ways. We haven't even entertained internet yet.
Ryan, explain the ESG real quick before you.
Yeah, so we're talking about social credit scores, basically. We're talking about like the government incentivizing businesses to put this woke stuff in there, and that's why they're doing it. So even though they're losing money, they're doing it because they want to be in the good graces of these governments, so that in the long run, they'll be able to just get contracts or they get tax breaks, whatever it may be, a multitude of different things. I think that puts like so much onus on the government being the ones that are engineering this versus there's just a lot of fucking woke activists in these fucking places. There just is. You can go and you can look at all these executives. None of those guys, none of those guys that we saw in Reimagine Tomorrow, none of those people are being incentivized to do that because of the government. That's just what they think needs to happen. So I think we're putting a lot of stuff on this whole ESG thing as opposed to just coming to terms with the fact that leftists have taken control of these companies.
The issue with Disney is that the theme park here in Orlando funds almost 40% of everything that they do. So they can do whatever they want as long as people keep coming to the theme parks. They have their own government here in Orlando, which gives them the right to build communities, everything they want, and not follow the regular rules of the state of Florida. The Republican Party and the Democratic Party, they have been helping Disney because they employ 70,000 people. The theme parks in Orlando, the last number that I saw, employ about 80% of the whole Orlando. Because of the theme parks, we don't have any state tax here, and a lot of stuff like that is given to us because Disney and the theme parks are the most visited tourist attraction in the state of Florida.
Walt Disney World's the most visited place in the world.
They can continue whatever path they want to do with these franchises and lose money because even this past December, the theme parks made an additional $2 billion more than predicted.
Honestly, Jay, I had no idea. And that in itself tells me that we got a long fucking way to go for us to be worrying about like ESG and shit like that. Like there are some people, and I've had conversations with folks behind the scenes that legitimately are like, I have to do this. I got to take my kids here. And I'm like, do you? A young lady that we had on the News and Why It Matters last week that was like really hammering conservatives about that. Like how fucking pathetic are y'all was what she was saying. Like that we can't even detach from this company that we know fucking hates us. How pathetic has this movement got that we can't even do that and we can't put our money where our mouths at? This is why I'm saying like until we address that problem, it's not, I don't want to say it's not worth talking about. I think that like it's putting too much effort on the external and not having individuals look at themselves in the mirror and be able to say, what the fuck am I doing to attribute to this problem that it is that they exist? I'm telling you guys, you have a lot of powers as customers, just like fucking stop. That's not to say that they won't keep going, but let's stop and see how that impacts their bottom line. And then let's revisit the conversation.
Well, it's basically saying, oh, well, I mean, obviously we did what we could do. I mean, look at Rise of Skywalker only made $1 billion, but look at what we can't stop what the government's trying to make them do type of thing.
The customer is the boss. It's not these people. All these fucking companies rely on you buying their stuff. I mean, look at what happened with Star Wars. Yes, they're still making Star Wars. They're making shitty Star Wars. Look at their product line right now. Look at their merch. You don't see it anywhere. You used to see it everywhere. Star Wars always had this massive presence. As soon as Solo lost money, what did they do? They canceled all of their projects. They moved them around, shuffled shit around because they realized, okay, we might have fucked up a little bit. We're going to lose a lot more money here than we planned on. So it's like, yeah, we have way more power and influence over these people. They just don't want you to think that you do because they know that you're going to consume if they give you what you think you want. Yep. They're going to gaslight you as much as they can 100%. And tell you this is important to you. And Hayden Christensen is so important to you. Disney don't give a fuck about Hayden Christensen, but they know that you do. So that's why he's back in Star Wars. It would be cheaper for them to not hire him and hire some fucking guy to wear the costume, but they know it's worth something to you.
I've been telling people for years, like, the people have no idea how much money the theme parks make.
They can afford to lay eggs over and over and over and over again.
Because they're subsidizing it in other places. It's a reality check.
Yeah.
Like, we got work to do, man. Like, we legitimately got work to do. Like, tanking on one movie, that's not enough. There's power in the customers, but customers have to have some sort of awareness, self-awareness, as far as what you maybe contribute to this. Can you replace that Disney thing that you rely on to have a good time with something else? I think you can. I absolutely think you can. However, are you willing to do that? And until that is happening in mass, I'm sorry, I cannot entertain ESG. That's easy to rely on the external. What are you doing to contribute to the problem that is something like Disney?